We have absolutely one of our most competitive matches of the day coming up now for week number 2 of stage 4 of Quake Pro League. It's going to be k1llsen versus vengeuR. There's definitely some points to prove either way here, I think. And I know vengeuR is going to be incredibly hungry to try and get this win this week. But
yeah,
Dan, what do we think of it? I think it's going to be a really, really good match.
I think, yeah, we're always waiting for vengeuR to make that final step where he just crushes the very best of the best, because he's been there for so long. And you're right, like, speaking to vengeuR after stage 3 finals, he was so close to beating k1llsen and so upset that he failed at the last hurdle when really had it in the palm of his hand. So once again, I think we've said every single time we've watched vengeuR is, can he make that final step? I believe he can.
Well, we're in stage 4 now, so no time round. But if you're in k1llsen's boots, I suppose, he's the man. k1llsen's the man right now. He's the man to beat, and continuing to prove that online and offline as well. But online he's looking incredibly good, and he doesn't want to give up that kind of mantle. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to give a win to anybody at this stage.
Yeah, he's just incredible. And I think consistency, particularly a consistent aim, is something we always used to talk about with k1llsen, but it doesn't seem to be an issue anymore, which is why he's such a threat. Plus, his game has just always been refined, but just getting even more and more refined. It's a very individual play style. It's very similar to vengeuR, and that's why it's always an exciting matchup when they play each other. I know they enjoy playing each other, but he's just the one to watch at this point in time.
Of all the matches that we have today, this is the one that I think most people would look forward to.
The one I'm hopeful for sure.
I expect it to be close, and I would be shocked if it wasn't close. We have the picks and bans. We can go over what the picks and all the champions to expect are going to be. Veil of Neth up first. k1llsen versus k1llsen. Blood Covenant with the Athena and Nyx. Let's go. Awoken, the final map, with the Strog versus the BJ. I mean, overall, these are picks that we can kind of grow to expect. I think it's going to be great, and I'm excited.
I love mirror matchups. Medium versus medium, light versus light, medium versus medium. Athena for vengeuR this time. I believe it was vengeuR that played the Nyx when he last met. And vengeuR was very much on the back foot, so it has to be more proactive playing the Athena. But we are going to start on Veil with k1llsen as they're about to ready up. k1llsen versus the k1llsen. Saw k1llsen with Avec earlier, exceptionally strong because of the turrets up on the high ground, which is pretty standard. Same use of the totems. Just control the high ground is always key on that matchup.
Yeah, and as we've seen earlier today, the importance of using turrets on those key locations. We saw turret drop down near Rocket, fresh off spawn, did wonders. Turret near Mega. I mean, that's a very, if not the most common place that you'll often see a turret on this map. So it's the battle of utility, isn't it? Two champions that have stuff to throw down, and we'll see who can establish their control first. Who can get that important piece of positioning on the map to drop those things, actually make it matter a great deal. This is the kind of matchup where I'm looking forward to seeing how the first couple of minutes go. Who can get that early edge, if at all.
Knowing these two, it'll be a very tactful affair. Neither one will steamroll the other. Normally quite low scoring. They both play positional, not defensive, but slightly more passive for the most part, and then are more calculated in their approach. So when you're both playing like that, that's why we have these back and forth standoffs.
Let's go. Map number 1, vengeuR versus k1llsen. Both players have a lot to try and prove to each other today, I think. k1llsen's the player everyone currently wants to take down. vengeuR has the opportunity to do it today. But almost immediately, with just the aggression, 2-1, they trade out.
No way. There is no right.
Things to come, I think, maybe.
No right. vengeuR had to get a frag there. Perfect awareness from k1llsen that he had his core opponent not only trapped, but without the weaponry. That's why he pushed in, but vengeuR, his aim is on point. Nice double back from k1llsen there. Gets the high ground immediately. Can't pressure vengeuR, but once again, vengeuR returns with 2 back-to-back rails. Has to be careful. He nearly hits the 3rd. Skimming by. k1llsen takes the portal out.
Ooh, and the positioning too to get some of this early damage. But once again, looks like k1llsen's got a pretty good situation to get an easy frag, and the damage is so extreme. that k1llsen almost dies. vengeuR's defensive rockets have always been the best in the business. Many out there saying they believe truly that he has the best rockets in the world right now.
Yeah, for sure. Often see vengeuR on the back foot, and his rockets are normally his saving grace. So it's something to be aware of.
And now k1llsen timing more than just major items. The small armor's going to go towards him as well.
It's very early. vengeuR's got the heavy, and that's why k1llsen drops down. Doesn't want to be caught, just stand around on the mega. Instead uses the information before going up. vengeuR misses the jump though. Need to be careful. Shouldn't be going through that telly. Good drop down by k1llsen. He's got an opponent in a corner. There is going to be a matter of time before vengeuR goes down. And how much damage he can do? And it's not really a lot.
I'm loving the fact k1llsen is running the circuit around the light armors too. There's one thing you want to take from k1llsen, it's armor. Because as long as she has the totems, there's a less emphasis on her to control things like mega when she essentially has that totem ready to rock whenever that she wants. If she has armor and drops a totem, it's way harder to get a 1v1 compared to if she only had health, and that's a good fight. k1llsen looking comfortable right now.
Really nice use of the turret to block that lightning gun. He just stood behind the turret. It wasn't for damage, it was to mitigate vengeuR's damage.
Just like that, they're going to trade off, you know, one piece of resource for another, but in k1llsen's case, it's going to be the mega, so definitely coming off better in this exchange. Pushing towards Rocket Room. vengeuR had the angle lined up and got some good damage, but no match for the rail. k1llsen with a really early lead here. 5 frags to 1 in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's a much bigger lead than we would have anticipated on the start.
Oh my!
Rocket.
Rockets from vengeuR. They just never fail to disappoint, and that rail angle was fantastic too. It's going to push k1llsen away. He's taking quite the risk going here to fight for the heavy. That rocket was huge.
What?
Does manage to somehow find a rail angle.
I didn't even think that rail was possible. vengeuR knows where he is.
Just trying to stay safe here. Eats one of the rails. vengeuR's aim today has been disgusting. Trying to catch the read on Rag. k1llsen's going to retreat. Should be a free frag. Oh, the second he got through, the moment he got through that teleporter, it was potentially an opportunity to just delay something. Get some kind of rocket, maybe steal the heavy, but...
It's brave from k1llsen.
That missed rail though.
I think vengeuR's out of lightning gun here, which is super unfortunate. k1llsen obviously didn't realise that. Just goes in for maximum damage, realises he's committed already. Wants to try and bully his opponent. But he's unfortunately not won himself the heavy. Should be able to get onto this mega though, but vengeuR will be showing up to play.
The preemptive setup just in case he goes through the teleporter. Looks like now vengeuR's trying to take care of it. He's done such a good job of just making the lead not as extreme as it once was. 4 to 5. vengeuR is just... I've always said that vengeuR plays from behind exceptionally well. He's just not a player that panics. He's not a player that rushes anything.
But both these players' damage outputs are ridiculous. Nice and quick from k1llsen to get out safe with them. Take the high ground. What a rocket that was. k1llsen has worked his way into a good solid control now. Ouch.
vengeuR is being so hard to pin down that when you finally see him, he's already a rocket on you. And the damage is often so good too. k1llsen is the one that's been controlling both of these major items, but just look at how almost non-existent the different stack was before this fight broke out. k1llsen barely had overstacked health, and that's pretty much it. However, just like that, the fight goes to the favor of k1llsen, and vengeuR forced to retreat. And while he licks his wounds, k1llsen can keep himself among these major items.
Yeah, he is slowly controlling the map and strangling vengeuR out, pushing in aggressively here, but definitely worse for wear. vengeuR runs out the rockets.
k1llsen maintains that high ground. A little bit of self-damage, unfortunately, but as long as he keeps that position. A really nice drop down of the turret, actually. Just to get a little bit more information. The rail lands from vengeuR. vengeuR has to make sure he's hitting everything, but it's to no avail. k1llsen gets another frag. And this will be a scary time to chase, actually, because there's no heavy. He knows that vengeuR, there's not going to be a lot of weapons he can take. He still hasn't got a rocket. This machine gun's all he's got. It's all he's got to fight back.
Look at the damage.
Ow. How did he... What? vengeuR finds a way. vengeuR finds a way. That's all I can say about that one. Good rail.
It's important rail. Really important rail. But vengeuR manufactures a frag out of nothing. Got k1llsen off the spawn. The lightning gun though, so he has to close the gap as quick as he can. vengeuR is already reclaiming this deficit.
He's never a player that is I guess, too hasty in these kind of things. As long as there are a couple of frags left to do, vengeuR, the confidence to know that he can always bring it back. And even in these situations where it looks like k1llsen is just so insanely in control of what's going on, vengeuR finds a way to squeeze out damage that you would never imagine.
Yep.
But here comes...
vengeuR's out-damaging k1llsen quite considerably, just to put it into context.
Yeah, 3.1k versus 2.8.
Oh, we got the rail!
Ready! How was k1llsen ready for that? The next level. Next level awareness.
Oh no,
oh dear.
It.
That might be more punishing than one would think. vengeuR had to drop down one of his totems just to not be completely at death's door. The danger is that k1llsen maintains starving vengeuR from these important items.
And this is the most important time of the match for vengeuR now. If he can stabilize this, he's in for a good shout, but k1llsen's not going to let up the control. He's got a good pattern on the major items. Decent split between the two. So vengeuR needs to play keep away for the next minute, and then needs to try and make his move, or hope k1llsen overcommits. Stack, so just get back to the high ground. He knows what k1llsen's next move is.
The only release. I will not grant you that privilege.
Perfectly placed rocket, just to maximize around the corner. Now k1llsen. He's going to go try and fight for this heavy. Looks like he's getting more damage on deck.
That was the key, delaying k1llsen, looks like he pick up the Mega.
And picking up the Mega he's been able to do. You mentioned stabilize. Looks a lot to me. It looks a lot to me like vengeuR's been able to stabilize things, but that one rail's going to slow things down a little bit. He jumps down, he gets the perfect read, has to make sure the shot lands. The tri-bolt! k1llsen's weak! 17 HP misses the rail! That one miss could be everything. What a shot to miss after all that work. k1llsen, he's got the heavy now. He's getting some of the late health too.
I mean, vengeuR still hasn't got a rocket, so he has to go in hard with the lightning gun. I think k1llsen realized he didn't have a rocket to work with.
Oh, he hit it! Oh no! He hits the shot to the last minute! He's stabilized, he's equaled it out, but this match is not over. We still have one final frag to determine the winner!
Oh no.
He's gonna hurt.
He's so vulnerable. They're both so vulnerable.
k1llsen's not got a rocket though. He has to be so careful with rails.
Oh, that double back.
He gets knocked off! He's knocked off trying to take the heavy!
k1llsen's going to get both major items here as vengeuR now realizes
Devastating.
He's got to start all over again.
Hits the rail! This could be all she wrote. vengeuR's in big trouble. The Elmo was taken, but now this is a scary position to try and survive on. vengeuR has to make sure that everywhere he goes now, he's got to make damn sure it's the place to be, because k1llsen is so stacked. He's got all the weapons.
Look at that pathing from vengeuR. He went the long way around because he knew k1llsen was going to set up a trap. Looking down on the easy route through.
Is the only
So with opening damage, it's going to be always worse for vengeuR unless he's able to get something uncontested. The danger is that vengeuR now, he has to just put so much focus on hitting those range shots, getting that damage that k1llsen can't return. k1llsen's not making that easy.
vengeuR's map awareness on the defense is incredible. Like, he always just fully aware of where his opponent's going to be laying up traps and manages to work the map in a way that gets him in his advantage. Oh, the turret blocks him!
Here comes k1llsen.
And that bought kill time to get back in position for the Mega. Clutch turret. Great rail.
That rail.
That's the way in.
The beginning of the end if you're vengeuR. No way he's going to survive this exchange. k1llsen's got way too much stack. And the moment that opening happened, it was all over. What a turnaround. But, I mean, look, we said we expected this to be close, and the first map went the way it did. Like, come on. It's these players going head-to-head. This is what you get.
That was insane. Like, for vengeuR to keep it... And it always feels like it's this way when we watch vengeuR. For him to keep it that close when it felt like he was under the cosh the entire map. He just finds ways back into games that should happen. And k1llsen's known for his mechanical prowess. He's charging vengeuR and coming off worse by licking his wounds. So it's just all credit to k1llsen.
Even up until the final moment where vengeuR ended that map having 400 more damage dealt. Then k1llsen was able to. k1llsen, he plays with the items so well too. You love to see it. Even at an early stage where he was timing light armors and just running his circuit around to deny it from vengeuR kind of at every given opportunity. Because Gainer, she has the health on tap, so as long as she has armor, she's always kind of a threat, even if she's quite weak. Yep. So k1llsen, whenever he has the opportunity to take away those armors, he was 100% doing it. But that was just one piece of this very intricate puzzle. That k1llsen was able to just make everything count. Even when he goes down, he's able to get a ton of damage.
Absolutely. Again, it's just a joy to watch both these players match out.
We have 2 more maps to get through. I think we're being spoiled. Spoiled with 2 more maps.
Might be my favourite matchup so far of all the players. Watching these two go up head to head.
It's just consistently excellent, isn't it? You just get this perfect play. What's absolutely the highest level of talent in the world.
That was so good.
We're going in. Looks like we've just loaded in now. Blood Covenant. Actually, short amount of time. This matchup will be Nyx versus Athena.
Look at the stat. Look at the item difference as well, and the fact that vengeuR kept it to 8-7. Most other players against k1llsen would have been run into the ground.
Rockets in the world, man. That's it. That's the wording everyone likes to use. vengeuR, the best rockets in the business. And so many of the situations where vengeuR was able to just bring out damage that makes you look at it and go, what? First frag that happened on that map is like, yeah, no right getting it, but here we are. The trade happened. vengeuR things just happen the way they do. But it looks like we've now loaded into Blood Covenant. It could be a very different change of pace. 2 lights going head to head. The Athena and the Nyx. See if vengeuR can get that map win. I think he'd be disappointed with a 3-0. Either side would. You can expect this one to be a 2-1.
100%. Rail central now.
Even checking this map. In the warm-up, they're doing a rail 1v1. And even in the rail 1v1, we're seeing the Nyx Ghost Walk, and he's tracking it and chasing it down. You'll love to see it, but looks like we're just about to load in. Map number 2, k1llsen, vengeuR. Really almost too close to call on the Veil of Nath, but now we're going into map 2 to see if vengeuR can bring himself back on board.
That's that mega spawn. vengeuR already got the rail and rocket to work with. k1llsen will know that. He sees both items.
The classic slow start.
He'll also be aware of the timing of the heavy, because if vengeuR managed to get both weapons and the heavy, he must have got the heavy first.
Ooh, the preparation. Kill cheekiness. The Mega's going to spawn first, so he puts himself in position to get that damage and then doubles back and gets the heavy. The bonus is going to be that there's a built-in delay now. Just a little bit of one, not too extreme. And now, the important thing for vengeuR is that he's keeping up top. He's able to hit those angles and wait for k1llsen. Opts to jump down to try and chase, gets the perfect call out on the light armor. What a choice.
Oh, the double back.
That would have been the most delicious color drag we've ever seen from Nyx.
It would have been a double back by k1llsen. The momentum of Athena against her. Oh no.
That's the strength of Athena. You get caught on a jump pad, you're not necessarily going to be a sitting duck. What's so dangerous about this champion? But vengeuR's taking a bunch of damage again. The speed. The fact that he can get there so quickly is why Athena is such a wonderful choice on this map, especially in the hands of a skilled player, vengeuR. But this light armor down the bottom, it's been quite the center point of a bit of this action. Players are trying to set themselves up for an angle. The light armors, I mean, if you're two champions that don't have a lot of base stack, those light armors are so important. They trade 1 for 1. But vengeuR has to be really careful. That's why he's going to absolutely deem it necessary to cost one of those grappling hooks just to give potentially...
Oh my gosh, full rocket.
I don't even know how that happened. Oh, vengeuR's so weak, he has to get out. Oh, but he can't escape. k1llsen chases it down.
k1llsen often known as having the best nicks in the world, or that was how he was described before. Catching vengeuR off guard. Nice quick rail off the jump pad.
He's still making chase here. I'm checking this out from vengeuR's POV so far. And he's still trying to just put that presence on the map.
He knows there's no Ghost Walk as well, so he's got him trapped here. Can finish him off. Great dodge around the pillars.
And be careful!
Oh my word, that's the thing. Light versus light. One rocket, one rail, just tip the tide of the fight in your favor.
The danger you have with a low stack is that you want to make chase and you want to be aggressive, and all it takes is that one shot! Nice. vengeuR, cute little rail to tie things up 1 to 1. Perfectly timed with the heavy spawning as well. Fortunately, there were no grappling hooks ready to go, so k1llsen's going to be able to kind of get in and out and take this rail. vengeuR definitely heard that line. He's ready for the wall jump.
What?
How is he going to escape? Can he escape? Can he steal away the at very least? Not the worst case scenario for k1llsen. If he gets the rail slide, if he can get his hands on a rail, vengeuR just to get a little bit of armor, but that's kind of it. k1llsen, he already used the ghost wall to escape. Crispy.
Yeah, completely misreading his opponent there, and vengeuR punishes him instantly. As you rightly said, there is no Ghost Walk still 5 more seconds, so k1llsen needs to play slightly more conservative. There's no major items up for a while. vengeuR does double back just to secure the Mega, just in case there's any trickery going on. k1llsen pushes up because he knows there's a Ghost Walk, but actually doesn't steal it away. He does get the damage from the Ghost Walk, though.
Has a bit of a rail set up. Those exit rails can be quite tricky on those lighter targets. The game. That's actually always worth mentioning is how often Athena will be using her grappling hooks, that she'll be pumping through those hourglasses quite regularly. So Nyx, a champion that thrives off Ghost Walk, isn't going to have it as readily available as other champions potentially, because the reality is she's going to be a lot more starved of those hourglasses. So the frag's going to land here. vengeuR, the speed boost! Oh, SSG is going to not save you then in the perfect play.
k1llsen's really in trouble now. A Nyx that isn't in control and not in the lead. Yeah, that's tough. Because as you rightly say, particularly when you have access to those hourglasses, you're just on the defense the entire time. And vengeuR's doing a great job of making sure the pressure is continuous. He doesn't want k1llsen to breathe.
As we've hit that 5 warning, it's quite stressful now for k1llsen. Gets some really good opening damage. All right, the rail misses. Potentially an opening here for k1llsen. But these grappling hooks just make it so hard, near impossible to chase down. vengeuR, and he gets the frag. No, not quite.
3 health. So close. One more tick of that lightning gun, but k1llsen is still not that healthy himself, so can't afford to overcommit for the Mega. Well, this is up his grapple. Don't think of an error there. He doesn't have weapons now. He's not out. He's out of position for the heavy as well, so he's lost out of complete map control position.
As we're checking it from k1llsen's POV for quite the vertical rail position with the grappling hook, and didn't quite get it, so he's been stuck down the bottom of the map this whole time. But now Well, I mean, what it has done as a slight bonus is that it has wasted a bit of time. But, I mean, would you rather waste a little bit of time or your opponent get full stack and full control?
Exactly.
But now with the heavy spawning, look at the rail angles. All right, k1llsen's going to miss that opening shot, but he gets the second.
It's a lot of time for the Mega as well, so k1llsen's definitely going to be there. As the Ghost Walk might go aggressive through the teleporter.
No,
He does do that as
Aggressive
well.
Ghost Walk. Aggressive Ghost Walk. vengeuR he had to respect it. A lot of respect is being shown to that. Both missed their rails though, expecting the other player to maybe be a little bit further forward. It is so tricky hit rail on some of these smaller targets. Oh, the open
Steals it!
cheeky
No Ghost Walk as well, which means k1llsen completely unexpectedly got caught off guard there. I think it does, you say, cheekily goes in. Look how much damage from the spawn with just a machine gun. Time is not his friend.
Oh dear.
No way.
Knock up, and he still managed to make it through. If he got fragged by that, that would have been one of the first times I've seen that in Quake Pro League, period.
That would have been crazy.
And the danger k1llsen has is that, yeah, he's getting peppered down by these rails, but he has no rail himself. He only has a lightning gun, really. So there's not a lot to work with. And the longer it takes to get this, the worse it's going to be for him. 3 frags in under 2 minutes. Definitely doable, but against someone like vengeuR, who was just being as slippery as anything, that's when it starts to become a bit of a different story.
Yeah, and when he wants to hide, vengeuR can hide better than anyone.
Oh. The time is going down. The clock is ticking for k1llsen. This was vengeuR's opportunity to make things. And it looks like at this rate he's looking pretty good for it. The runaway game. No angle at all. Nothing that resembles an angle is being displayed here for k1llsen. And now k1llsen goes in for the aggressive Ghost Walk. I mean, to be honest, I do understand it because clearly vengeuR is really comfortable playing this runaway game. k1llsen has to try and do something that catches him off guard.
Catch me now.
Oh,
Looks
the
like he's out.
versatility, yeah.
Try and chase that down, Nix. Right, an opportunity, and he gets it. Can he get the spawns?
There's still time. vengeuR will get this Mega
now.
though. That's he misses it. Oh.
But almost that miss almost looked like it caused the rail to miss from k1llsen's side.
Oh,
k1llsen was kind of ready for the rail, and then Athena was not quite where he expected him to be. Misses the rail. k1llsen has to make every single shot count here. vengeuR just waits.
No,
He just waits for k1llsen to come down and then runs the other way.
Oh, he's dodged him.
This must be it. Surely he just can't. The map's too big. 10 seconds for 2 frags. vengeuR. The slippery Athena has been able to just get away. Every time. The moment the runaway game began, vengeuR had that strategy locked down.
Yeah, that was so well played from vengeuR. The use of the grapple throughout was on point. He out-aimed k1llsen throughout as well, and I thought his positional play was better. There was times where he let k1llsen run them up, but just played and manipulated the positioning so he could always get some free shots on k1llsen. And we just know in those type of matchups, it doesn't matter if your opponent has full control because one rail, one rocket can just flip the matchup so quickly. So as long as you have your fighting basic stack from the lights, you're pretty happy.
And that's one of the bigger things vengeuR is this thing very hard to spot. When you do spot him, here just come these insane defensive rockets or these defensive shots that you have to show so much respect to. Kind of going back on what you said, like immediately, it's the difference that the 2 lights will bring to the table where you just have to show so much more respect than you otherwise would because it's so much easier for things to go pear-shaped. These opportunities here, where either player got a perfect read or where the other one's going to retreat to, we did gradually kind of see that less and less throughout the course of the map as both players start to be a bit more careful.
Yeah.
And yeah, the second vengeuR realized it was time to be defensive, he just locked himself in.
Look at that lightning gun, so nice.
That's one of the things that makes these players so fun to watch, just how efficient they are at almost everything. Their movement is incredible. Their fighting and their combat is impeccable. Like just additionally to that, and again, you're just looking at the different levels of control. It's vengeuR. He doesn't play so insanely heavily around the items compared to everyone else. I mean, he keeps timing and he plays fine on them. It's just, it's not the be-all end-all of vengeuR.
No, he doesn't. As we said, like he had more of the lights because that was his priority. He's all the positioning, and that allows him to do exponential damage. His opponent is always coming in weaker than he otherwise would against other players. So you have to be careful against vengeuR when you're doing that.
So our final map, getting into it right now, we're currently in the warm-up phase, Awoken. Now, a while ago, this was a map that was, you would almost never see vengeuR lose this map at all. And times change, and there's time for everyone else to just start to grow match with him and just get more experience on the way vengeuR would approach shit, where now it's not much of a one-sided ordeal. We've had 4 stages for crying out loud, and a lot of players out there can bring it to vengeuR here. So if you were to tell me vengeuR, the decider map was Awoken in stage 1, I'd be like, oh, well, vengeuR got this then. But this is where things change a little bit, because now it's stage 4, which is nowhere near the same. Oh no!
No!
Come on! Oh no!
I bet k1llsen was getting so happy with hitting those flip rails back to back, and then all of a sudden the momentum forces them away.
k1llsen was looking for some revenge there, potentially. The Pika. vengeuR, can he get it?
What I enjoy watching about vengeuR so much, he's just calm. Him and Razy, to be fair, both just very calm and collected in their play.
Ooh. Not an amazing situation for vengeuR anymore, though. Still trying to play around that teleporter just to make him slightly harder to pin and hit. Somehow vengeuR has been able to 12 HP and has been able to turn the tide. Banana has plenty of lights. He's not really going to take any of these items, though. Wait a minute! k1llsen!
Right.
Full speed ahead! And he should be able to get this. Oh, no. He's not going to go for it. He's going to be happy to give up the heavy. I thought perhaps he was going to try and go towards that, but uh-oh. Getting damage and the fact that vengeuR got that heavy just like that. k1llsen is actually not in an amazing position. He's been forced off the Mega, too. vengeuR has re-cemented himself. Rail! Nice shot. And the extra there's such a delay in between these items too that it's kind of it's quite scary. If vengeuR can keep cycling these bags, he has all the resources to just keep himself healthy.
Yeah, and as you rightly said, there's plenty of time for vengeuR to skirt back around, get his positional for the Mega, but decides not to commit for it. It says let k1llsen get it. That a rocket, I'm quite surprised vengeuR does let k1llsen off the hook like that.
Got plenty of armor. And the dual wield, he knows that k1llsen's likely to go towards armor location. This should be a done deal. No need to overcomplicate things at all. vengeuR's going to make it 3-1 here. Early days for Awoken. But now with this heavy about to spawn, he keeps it once more. Chases it down. Scary position if you're k1llsen. k1llsen does get a good rail to open. Gets pushed back a little bit by the rail, though. I think it messed up aiming a little bit. Can he finish it? He's out of ammo! But the machine gun finishes the job. k1llsen nearly saved that one, but still can't pull it off.
Yeah, that's hearts in your mouth moment for vengeuR as he botched the execution there.
And the longer you have to go missing and you hear the right as you're about to run out of LG ammo, the worst feeling in the world. Oh my god, 190! He barely even saw him, ZSX.
I don't even understand how that happened.
This is the shot. This should be it.
Ammo as well. The pressure from k1llsen pays off finally as he gets a kill. Now we got momentum.
It's weird for vengeuR to hit in shots and the close range rockets just all miss. Poor old vengeuR, but he's got himself a chunky lead with it, 5-2. Not a lot of this. You'd think a lot of this map has happened, but only 3 minutes on the clock. This map has barely begun. The aggression of the world was popped just to save his skin, I think. With this Mega about to spawn, you've got to make sure that you're not going to get pushed away from it too easily. Good choice to go in for the Pika, actually. With vengeuR, LG in hand, dealing with the Pika's hard.
Nice.
Easier said than done. k1llsen gets a rail again. He brings it back. An opportunity for shot.
And this is where k1llsen gets scary because...
What?
Fine. Ignore me.
How How is he hitting these rockets, Dan? I don't understand.
I don't understand. There's no how. Like they're not even close range. It's bizarre. But it feels like luck, but it's just continuous.
Yeah. If it was once a map, then it's lucky. But vengeuR does it so. I mean, that's why
4.
people say he's got the best rockets in the Quake community. Like, he just has this sixth sense. He has the sixth sense.
Oh, k1llsen.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
He did that deliberately. It was on his POV. I think he's a little bit frustrated, I think, over the last few engagements.
Yeah, after rockets like that, probably feeling a certain way about it. But the danger is that a bit he's now 5 frags behind, but we've just hit the 5-minute warning. Like, there was every opportunity to come back. I mean, that's the kind of thing that surely vengeuR just shrugs his shoulders and goes, okay, fair enough.
5-minute warning.
vengeuR's not going to slow down. He's not going to slow down here at all.
No, he's not. And yeah, you should capitalize upon it. I mean, even the very, very best players in the world have those moments of frustration where they do crack, and we just saw that from k1llsen, but seems to have resettled.
Now with vengeuR, the danger is that he's done so much work here already that now k1llsen has a bit of a mountain task to do. He does manage to add some opening rail damage here, and he's in a better position towards the so it means he's going to at least be able to stabilize that. Stabilize it. No, he's looking for some opening damage first, actually. He's not content just running around and taking the item. He wants to get some damage first. Very common that we see this from k1llsen.
Yeah, he's finally good at it.
But from the point, vengeuR knows that he doesn't. There's no massive demand for him to jump down there and take the item now.
No, exactly. He played these corners, play his choke points. k1llsen wants to push. He'll be running into a situation vengeuR wants him to run to.
And he's done a ton of damage to k1llsen. The 2 items have just been taken.
Nice.
Now, opening rail. All right, right on. That's an opportunity for k1llsen now to get even more of it. Trying to sit towards heavy first. So the mayor is up and ready to take, but
I don't think vengeuR really going to see it as he goes around the corner. Can't believe his luck as k1llsen has left that up.
yeah, vengeuR, he had to double take to just see that it was even there.
Very rare at this level you walk on a major item just waiting for you. You think there must be something wrong with this.
What's the catch?
Exactly.
Dual wield's going to get popped again, and k1llsen's going to have to run for his life hitting one of those rails, and he knows it. Get jumped to try and escape, but can he escape the click? He needs some rail ammo.
Oh.
He's been able to get some.
He's
And he
managed
has
to
got... If he hit that rail, that might have even been a ring out.
k1llsen's aim has been a bit off all series, not gonna lie.
Chase it. vengeuR completely taken by surprise, it looks like. Yet somehow vengeuR gets that frag. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if k1llsen was a little bit frustrated before, he'll definitely be frustrated after that.
Yeah.
It's hard to even say that vengeuR is going to lose this map after this. I just think that there's been a string of really fortunate events for vengeuR.
Yeah, for sure. This is not k1llsen's day. I have to say that.
I mean on this map, not the series. I'm talking about the map. There's just been a couple of opportunities where vengeuR... obviously not saying he's been lucky by any stretch. It's just he's just been having the kind of miracle fights that you almost see like once a map, and it's just constant.
Those 4 long-range rockets when you've got 2 frags. That engagement just then, k1llsen missed all of his shots. But as you rightly said, like the lead was well earned before all of those things had happened. They were just kind of the icing on the cake, compounding the misery that k1llsen's currently feeling, having lost this series 2-1.
Yeah, vengeuR has played phenomenally well all throughout the series. This map, he's just been impeccable. And it's just, yeah, k1llsen at this point not hitting a lot of these shots by the end, and accuracy-wise, it definitely hasn't quite seemed like the k1llsen that we're familiar with. You know, that actually has been a bit, especially on the final map.
Yeah.
And vengeuR, as like kind of said when we saw Dramas, it's just not vengeuR's problem. He hasn't stopped him from playing at the top of his game at any moment.
Yeah, and this is very different to that situation. That k1llsen was still, for the most part, going in. Yes, there were more irrational decisions due to frustration, where he was probably too aggressive, but he was still going in, still committing, still playing.
Absolutely.
So it's like, yes, the best of the best are still subject to moments of frustration and tilt, whatever you want to classify it as, and it did affect him. I don't think it affected the outcome. It was caused because of what was happening at the time, where vengeuR was just taking control and k1llsen wasn't being able to match up.
Time to die.
There's that just reactionary dual wield to finish it. k1llsen gets the frags near the end, and it's, all things considered, closer than perhaps it could have been. I know that 4 frags behind is not a small amount, it's not large. But the k1llsen got some of those final frags, trying to frag himself by the end, and that's going to be the GGs on that final map. Well done. Well done to vengeuR. He has looked really good today.
Start of the series of whether he can take that step up. It's not the first time he's beaten someone this stature, but to see him do it again in style, and if he can keep the consistency going and take the momentum through to the stage 4 finals, I expect him to go on further. He fully deserves it, and like it's such a weird feeling watching vengeuR sometimes when he just doesn't feel like he's ever controlling or dominating a game like someone like a Rafa or a Cypher or Cooler when he's on form. He just plays his style, and it just feels so casual.
This very well could be the stage of vengeuR. It seems often that players have their specific stages. The player has their sort of breakout performance in a stage to reach that next level. You know, like last stage, you definitely say that Shane was that kind of player. Cypher as well. And for stage 4, just vengeuR. He's just looking so good right now, and he's been hungry this whole time, eager to reach that next level that he knows he can reach. He's right there. He's right on the brink of it.
I think we said it every stage, but this stage,
it just seems especially prominent this stage, though, for me. For vengeuR, at least.
It's a long way to go, but yeah. I think too experienced of getting so close definitely will contribute to the growth.
But off the back of that, for vengeuR, he's going to feel good about it. It's one hell of an opponent to take out in this weekly stage.
But look at the control difference across the series.
It really is a bit of a clear example of a vengeuR style, and how heavily he does not play around items consistently. Like, he finds ways to just hit crazy angles on you. He hasn't got a lot of the major items, but he's got loads of the lights. Because as long as he keeps his armor up that he can fight, that's fine. Then he can he can hit the rail, he can hit the crazy damage, as we've clearly seen, he can hit the rockets. Like, this kid's ridiculous.
Yeah, 100%. He's one of my favorite to watch. I hope he keeps growing.
Yeah, and he has plenty more weeks to get through to see if he can grow even further than he's already been able to reach as a player in the first place. You know, we know that he's got promise, and he's just continuing to show us why, really. But that's our latest series finished. Our next one's going to be Base versus Cypher. We're going to cut to a break. Be right back.